isn't morality an outcome of spirituality and not the other way around, that morality will lead you to spirituality? I think that's a very complex question, because what is morality? Like, you do understand that the way in which humans survive is by consuming other objects. And this is part of the reason why we're having problems with global warming, because we're consuming so many objects that we're killing everything else off. And the balance of the ecology is coming all topsy-turvy. So morality is very, like, that is a huge subject. Like, maybe we do that next week, like, what is morality? Because it's a self-defined thing which is very strongly imposed on us, because we have to live as these communal animals, and so we have it very strongly dictated what is good and bad to us. Most Western religions teach only morality. I think it's a really complex subject. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that if you go to Christianity, it's always about, like, the way you behavior. And whereas in spirituality, or more like New Age or non-duality, it's more about, as you begin to know yourself better, then you begin to behave better. So I get that that's kind of what you're trying to say. But it's very relative. Like, I think also one thing that you have to accept in spirituality is that there is no morality. Like, in the end, for any one of us to survive, we have to continuously consume other objects. But we're just so much in denial of this as a society, because we're so afraid of being bad. Just don't throw out your bins for a whole month. So normally it's like our bin gets full and we just, like, chuck it out. Like, do it as an experiment. I don't know what your name is. 22, something 22. So do it as an experiment. Like, do it for 2 months. Don't throw out your bins. Like, every time your bin gets filled, put it in your garage or put it somewhere, and just look at all the things that you've consumed. And, like, whatever is in the bin, you've most probably consumed a lot more. So say if you've got vegetables and stuff, all that's in the bin is, like, the peelings of the vegetables. So there's most probably a lot more than what's actually there. And all the plastic and all the cardboard. Like, every time you take paper, there's a tree that's been chopped down, and there's more than likely thousands and billions of animals that live in that tree. So just look at the paper recycling. Every time you order off Amazon, every time you drive your car, you're putting fire to gases. We kind of get into this, like, mentality, like, okay, we can be eco, and then that's the good way of being. But even if you're eco, you're still consuming so freaking much. And we just are so disconnected from that, because we use this money to buy things, so we don't actually see that we're taking things from other animals and our environment, everything, whether it be the wood, the food, the vegetables. So, yeah. So morality is an interesting subject. We're very simplistic in our society. It's like, don't kill, don't steal. But all of that suits our society. You know, we have so many rules. So it suits the society in which we live in. You know, it makes us be able to live together. So I think in spirituality, like, what you have to really truly learn, which is a really hard pill to swallow, is that morality is an illusion. It's very, very, very scary and very painful because we're so attached to it. That's not me giving like free rein to people like Putin. Vladimir Putin. I don't even know his name. I'm not saying and suggesting that at all. That's the last thing I'm saying. But I'm just questioning this idea of morality and the attachment that we have to it. I must be a good boy, must be a good girl, must be a good boy, good girl, good boy, good girl, good boy, good girl. Khaleesi, I have seen her kill and roll on a chicken when we lived in Thailand. She was a free dog, you know, a street roaming dog. And just have so much joy in it and playing with it before she properly killed it. Like, I did try to stop it, but obviously she doesn't want me to stop it. But she was totally free in that. There was no God up there judging her. She was just in the land of heaven. No identification. There was the instincts playing out. And it's really seeing that morality is another human illusion which we get attached to. Sometimes when we're waking up, we have to go through a period, not just waking up, sometimes after waking up, like really digesting that and going through a period of like letting badness stuff out, like letting like bad actions come out, bad thoughts come out, like our dark or shadow side. I'm not giving anyone free permission to be an asshole and do bad things. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Please don't do that. And there's very victimhood if you like, oh, she's saying I can do something bad, to hear it go, chop everybody's head off. Boom, 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 boom. And it's all a dream. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just questioning this. And the judgments that we have are so simplistic. Good, bad. Good, 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 bad. Good, bad, 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 good, good. Oh, which one's bad or good anymore? And the shaming that we have in our society, like the news makes me want to vomit sometimes, the way it shames people and the way that it makes things so black and white. Yeah. They've spoken a lot. I just ask this answer this one last question, and then that's the end for today. Hi Lisa, I feel so sad and devastated by what's happening in Europe right now. Even though I live very far away, my heart is melting and disintegrating. It just wants to cry. Can you give me some perspective? I missed your call earlier and don't know if you mentioned anything. Love, Michael. Do I want to mention anything? Yeah, it's really sad what's happening in Europe. Yeah. I'm sure it can bring up a lot of people's traumas and fears. It's just, and that's all valid. I don't mean to dismiss that, but it's just also remembering a freedom that's beyond that. Yeah. I have talked about this today, Michael. Yeah, you can go back and listen to a talk earlier on.